Hello students, today we are going to understand a lesson from your English literature book, that is A Real Feast. It is based on Kashmiri folk tale. Before moving on further, let's understand what folk tale means. A folk tale is a folklore genre that typically consists of a story passed down from generation to generation orally. Folk tales are stories that grew out of the lives and imaginations of the people, or folks. They have always been children's favorite type of folk literature. Now, let's move on to the concepts and skills of this lesson. Genre, it is a short story which is further divided into folk story. Theme, simple living and high thinking. Life skills, personality development skills. Dear students, let's move on to the summary of this lesson. Many years ago, a man from a village in the plains of North India went further north to be the guest of his friend. Motilal lived in a valley which was abundant in fruits and flowers. Kisan Lal had come from plains. He was delighted to see the beauty of the place. To welcome his friend, Motilal arranged a grand feast. The earthenware platters were filled with brightly colored food, vegetables, fruits and sweets completed the meal. As Kisan Lal began his lunch, Motilal eagerly waited for words of praise. But to his disappointment, Kisan Lal said the meal was wonderfully cooked, but the feast served in his village are better. Motilal summoned his cooks and ordered them to cook dinner on a grander scale. Again, the table was laid with delicious dishes, fruits, and mouth-watering sweets covered by silver paper. Motilal was again waiting in painful silence, for now he thought that his friend would not compare the feast to the food served at his village. Unfortunately again, the guest was not impressed. Motilal was disappointed again. Next day, a sumptuous meal was prepared, but that too was not able to impress the guest. Eventually, Kisan Lal went back to plains. After many years, Motilal decided to visit his friend in plains and thought about the opportunity to taste the famous feast of Kisan's village. Kisan Lal was delighted to see his friend after so many years. He warmly welcomed his friend. Motilal was expecting a lavish dinner to be served. However, a simple dinner was served, which included rotis, a bowl of curd, salad, dal, and a plate of vegetables. Motilal gulped down the food without a word and thought that maybe the delicacies of the village would be served to him tomorrow. The week passed through, but the food served to him was same every day. Finally, the day of his departure arrived. Still, there was no change in the food. Motilal could no longer stay quiet and asked his friend that when he came to stay with him, he always said that the food in the valley couldn't stand in comparison with the food of the village. He further said that the food which was served to him throughout his stay at Kisan Lal's house was very simple. It could not match the superiority of the food served in the valley. Kisan Lal was surprised to hear this. He then hugged his friend and said that we are simple people and our food and habits are also simple. He said that the people in the village work hard in fields and eat simple but nourishing food. This is the secret to their health and prosperity. Motilal had to acknowledge the strength of his friend's arguments. He returned home a changed man. Now, words for your dictation test, it would be abundance, assured, announcement, savories, agonized, acknowledged, argument, latticed, poultry, delicacies, luscious, lavish, expectantly. Now, vocabulary enhancement. Here you have words and their synonyms or meanings. Announcement, proclamation, ushered, brought in with a lot of show. Disappointment, dissatisfaction, elaborate, extravagant, fascinated, spellbound, nervously, apprehensively, expectation, anticipation, amusement, enjoyment, departure, going away. Now we have reference to context-based questions. Read the lines and answer the questions that follow. A part, he summoned his cooks and ordered them to cook dinner on a grander scale. A part, what does grander scale imply here? B, do you think it was necessary? Give a reason. Next part, the grand fare was set before his friend and Motilal awaited in agonizing silence. For what did Motilal wait in agonizing silence? That's all. Thank you.